did order actually some scopes in. They did not end up making it to the correct place. So I brought a single-use scope. And then we got some videos and different images so we can kind of talk through it. Also, when we get closer to you guys actually doing the procedures, we'll come in more than just myself and actually have the tower set up how you guys are going to have it set up, get hands-on, plugging in the scopes, hitting the buttons, how the tower works. There's nothing too complicated when it comes to it. It's built to be a very simple system. The scope's going to be black like this. That's one of the reusables, whereas this is one of our single-use. But they look pretty similar when you're looking at them in functionality. Main things that you'll notice is you'll have a opening on the main scope or on these scopes, which is where the working channel is. That's where all the suction comes from. That's where all the instruments go down. So there'll be a cap that comes within the box of the scope where there'll be a ton of them. And it's a little black cap just like that. It is single use. So for every case, you'll want to put one of those on and you'll just literally pop it on. Once it's on, you'll know it's seated on there, and then pulling it off will literally just be pulling it off. There's a little tab, nothing too crazy. And then the other thing that you'll put on every single scope is a suction adapter. And so it's a little gray piece that looks just like this, but gray. And you'll just snap it onto the front of the scope, and then that's how you get suction. You can hook it up just like that. That's also single use. Every scope uses the same one of those. So you don't have to worry about, oh, which one do I grab for which scope? It's all the same. Then when it comes to plugging the scopes in, so we have, this plug is a little bit different. The ones you'll see is a black actual plug-in, and you'll see there's a dot on the top of it, and it plugs in to the tower, which looks like this. So this is what your tower setup will probably look like. You might not have all these different boxes and CO2 and all of that stuff, but these two boxes are the ones that you're going to work with. And if I zoom in, you can see the little black piece. It just plugs in, and every scope plugs in the same way. You plug it in, you'll get an image, you'll be good to go. When it comes to working with the tower, the main things to know is if you're unplugging or plugging in scopes, don't have the boxes turned on. Turn them off. Chances are 999 out of 1,000 times that you do it, nothing will happen. But one time it will surge the scopes, and it'll either blow the bulb in there or mess up the chip inside of the scope. So it's always just best practice, keep them all turned off when you're plugging on and off. Everything is turned on with these buttons. They all match up. When they're green and lit up, the tower will be turned on. You'll get an image up here, and you'll be ready to go. I know that you guys are going to be doing mostly standard bronchs. I don't know if you guys are doing EBIS here. I don't think so, but main things that you'll do with standard bronchs is you'll be doing BALs, suction. I do have a bunch of different disposables that we have that you guys will probably be using as well, which is all of them. All of ours operate the same. All the brushes you just push out. And then when it comes to the forceps, they all work the exact same. There's multiple different, they might look different colors, different sizes, but you can get your hands on these. They all operate that way. And then, I don't know if you guys have needles, but if you do, the needles operate, there'll be a little clip right here that you'll take off, but then it just deploys the needle this way, and then there's a stylet that the physician will pull out. But once you pull the stylet out, you can add suction to it. You can, they'll take their samples in and out, and then they'll pull it back. And when you're getting the sample out, if they use a needle, you'll just put the stylet back through, and it'll clear the sample, as well as you can push air through there to clear any of the remaining. And then when it comes to scopes, one thing that I always teach on, there's multiple different types of scopes. So as you can see, these are all our scopes. We have 9 bronchoscopes. There's all different sizes, all different, and everybody's like, well, what's the easiest way to know how to tell the difference in each scope? So what you'll see is right here on the handle of every scope will tell you the model number, and then also right here where the working channel is, it'll tell you the actual size of the working channel. That way you can see it. If they say I want a 2.0 scope or I want a 2.8 scope, those numbers would be displayed here. Blue is 2.0, yellow is 2.8. so you can also look at the color. And then, like I said, the model's up there. That's the suction adapter that I was talking about right there. Any questions on the scopes or anything? It's probably going to be one of those things that once we get to your tower and we get your hands on it, then it's going to be asking questions, plugging in, why do I see this, why do I not see that?